Welcome to the Coach's Corner. We're here at the Tivoli Tap House where they have great food and, of course, great beer. I'm Brenda Vazquez along with Hector Cervantes. Hector, thanks for helping us out today.
Thank you for having me today.
No problem. So can you tell us what you've done for Eric this year?
Oh yeah, I've done a lot actually. I help him. I've helped him with live streams, recording games for volleyball, basketball, soccer. So it's pretty amazing working with him. I don't know. I just feel it's a good team.
Yeah, I'm glad. Is there anything you're looking forward to help him out with next year?
Yes, actually, we were talking about this actually like a few weeks back. I mentioned him that I would like to broadcast play-by-play the soccer season, the upcoming soccer season for the Roadrunners. So we'll see how that goes.
Cool. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
So can you tell us who's going to be in the show for today?
Oh yeah, so the baseball regular season has come to an end, which means the playoffs are about to begin. So we'll bring on head baseball coach Ryan Strain to get us ready for the postseason. We'll bring back head tennis coach Josh Graetz to tell us how his first season went as a leader of the tennis team and what we can expect for his second year at his program. We'll have Alejandro Martinez-Morilla from the tennis team on the show. We'll ask him about his junior season and what we can expect from him from the 2020 season. Yeah.
Cool. I think it's going to be a great show today.
Thank you. Yeah, it'll be great. Amazing.
Yes.
Woo!
So we're quickly coming up on the end of the season for all sports, so it's always great to talk about playoffs and to get ready for that off season. And speaking of playoffs, let's tell you how our softball team did in the RMAC tournament this past weekend. After dropping Game 1 to Colorado Mines, the Roadrunners rebounded to stay alive in the tournament with the 5-0 win over CSU Pueblo. Darby McKee was once again incredible from the circle, going the distance, giving up 0 runs on just one base hit. The offense was highlighted by freshman Lainey Shepard, who connected on her 12th home run of the season.
It was then into a matchup with Colorado Christian, and this one went down to the wire. Lainey Shepard and Abby Anderson both went deep to give their team a 4-1 lead heading into the 7th inning, but the Cogger offense came alive and scored 3 runs to tie the game at 4. But McKee stepped up to the plate, this time driving in Rebecca Gonzalez for the game-winning run to keep their RMAC tournament run going.
MSU Denver would defeat Colorado Mines 10-4 to move on to the semifinal matchup against Dixie State on Saturday. The Roadrunners were up 4-2 after 3 innings, but the Trailblazer offense piled up 7 runs in the final 4 innings to take the game 9-5. Unfortunately, the squad needed to win the RMAC tournament to earn a bid to the NCAA playoffs, so their season comes to an end. But it was another great year for the softball team.
It was a tough weekend for the baseball team, who couldn't find a win in their 4-game set with Colorado Mines on the road. The squad played the Ore Diggers tough in the finale, but could not muster up a run in the 6-0 loss. Austin Stone pitched well for the innings, but Colorado Mines lost just 2 games at home all season. The playoffs are up next for the Roadrunners, and we'll talk to Coach Strain about all of it later on in the show.
So now we welcome Josh Graetz, who is the head coach for the men's and women's tennis team. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you.
So on last week's show, we asked you if there was a chance for your men's team to grab a spot in the RMAC, in the NCAA regional tournament, and you said there was an outside chance.
So we actually find out tomorrow if we make the NCAA tournament. So we'll find out at 6 p.m. There'll be the live show. So we are still an outside chance. We're in 5th spot, top 4 goes. So just got to cross our fingers that we hop into the top 4.
We wish you the best luck.
Yeah, thank you.
That's great. So I have a question. Will there be a search for a conference in the offseason for your men's team? And how would that search go down if there is one?
Yeah, so right now we're doing a search for both men's and women's teams because our women, this was the last year in the RMAC for them. So right now we're in talks with the Lone Star, and it's very early on. So that's the plan, though, is to try and go Lone Star, and yes, hopefully that works out well.
Cool, hopefully. So year 1 is now in the books. for your first season as a head coach. How do you think it went? Was there any lessons that stood out from you that you learned?
Oh, I mean, many lessons that stood out. I think we finished the season very, very strong. A lesson that, I want the guys and girls to learn from this season is you've got to start strong.
Of course.
Unfortunately, for the guys not being in a conference, you have to start strong. Otherwise, it's out of your control. So, obviously, just so many lessons that we learn as a team. Team culture is obviously very, very important, and I want the guys and girls to come out here with long-lasting friendships. I think that's the most important part of this. Yeah.
That's amazing. So for those who don't know, just last year you were a senior playing here, and so was there any time that you had to second guess yourself to make decisions from, let's say, player to player to coach to player?
Yeah, that was a conversation I had as soon as I was hired, that our relationship has now changed. It's strictly a coach-player relationship, and the guys and the girls did a great job of understanding that. But yeah, obviously there's been challenges to that. But overall, it's been a pretty easy transition. The players have made it pretty easy, and I've had the support of the athletic department, which has made it, pretty smooth.
Good. So last time we also on the show, you were also telling us about how you weren't losing any players from the women's side because you don't have any seniors.
I think with the women, I'm excited for the development there. We have a young squad, and I'm excited of what they can do in the regional tournament next year, because that is the goal for both the men and the women to finish top 4 in the region. And I think every year both programs have steadily improved, and I'm hoping the same thing next year.
Fantastic. So on the men's side, you lost one senior in Josh Graetz. He's a guy you played with, and you got a front row seat to his journey at MSU Denver. Talk about what he meant to the program and what he meant to you.
Yeah, no, Joey's a very, very special guy. Someone like him doesn't come along very often, and Roadrunner Athletics are very lucky to have him. Joey came in as a freshman that was very quiet and very unsure of himself, and he's going to leave this program as a grown man that is going to do great things in the community and just in life in general. So obviously a great tennis player, and we're hoping that our season isn't done. Hopefully we go to the regional tournament, and hopefully we can send Joey off on a high note. If not, Joey's done great things, and I'm excited to see what he does after tennis.
Good. Well, we wish him the best. So with only Joey leaving, how are you feeling about the men's team for next season?
Yeah, no, I feel really good about the men's team. So we had 2 Australian guys that were ineligible the entire season. So they're pretty much 2 brand new recruits coming in next year, along with 2 more recruits I'm bringing in. So no, I'm excited for what the men's team can achieve next year. I think we have a great foundation. I think we've had a pretty solid year, and I'm excited for what's ahead for them.
Cool. So we'll have Alejandro Martinez-Morilla here on the show. He'll be a senior next year. What will be the conversations with him in the off season to get him ready for the 2019-2020 season?
Yeah, no, Ale's been great for the program as well. He's still a little unsure of what he's doing over the summer. There's a chance that he'll actually stay here in Denver and train with me, so I'm excited for that possibility. He wants to get better. He wants to go to nationals. He has the same goals as what I do, so I think it's important that as players and coaches we're all on the same page, and he gets it. He gets what we need to do to get there. I'm excited for him and his leadership moving forward.
Has he taught you any Spanish yet?
So I'm actually bringing in another Spanish recruit. So
nice. Because there's already one, right? There's 2?
There's 3 now.
3, okay.
So, well, there's an Argentinian, but he speaks Spanish. Yeah. So I'll have 4 Spanish speakers on the men's team next year. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm going to have to learn Spanish.
You're going to have to.
All right, so last question, Coach. Last week, the athletics department held the annual Roadie Awards on your players, and some of your players did some interpretations of you. How do you think they did?
Yeah, no, Olivia did some pretty good stuff out there. So not quite sure about the 8 hours on court each day that she mentioned, but no, I mean, it's good that they can go out there and have a little bit of fun, and that's important. So, no, it was good fun to watch that.
So before we get you out of here, we have one more trivia segment for you.
Okay.
And this will be your last one, sadly. So you have to do good.
Finish strong.
So right now you are in second place with 8 points, just 1 point back of Coach Glenn. So she's been at the top since the volleyball season. Are you ready to try and grab the top spot?
Let's do it.
Okay. So this is how it's gonna work. We're gonna ask you a multiple choice question. If you get it right, you'll get it. You're gonna be tied with Glenn for the top spot.
Okay.
And we'll give you a bonus question to take off the lead.
Okay.
But if you get it wrong, you'll remain in second place and we'll get a bonus question.
All right.
So it all depends on you.
All right, let's do it. Pressure's on.
Okay, you ready? Okay, here's your question. Can you tell us who has the most coaching wins for the men's tennis program?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I need that multiple choice.
Oh, okay. Is it A, John Arntz? Is it B, Beck Mears? Or is it C, Eduardo Provencio?
Can you say A again?
John Arntz?
Okay. I think it's either B or C. Can I ask you a question? Does this include as an assistant coach? Just only head coach? I'm going to go with Beck Mears, but it could be Eduardo. I'm not sure.
Is that your last?
Sure, let's go with it.
I'm sorry to say this, but it's
Eduardo.
wrong. It's A.
Oh, it's
John.
A.
Yeah.
He has 65 wins.
What's his name again?
Huh?
What's his
John. How do you say his name? Arntz, yeah. Josh Arntz.
Okay, Josh.
Yeah.
Oh.
He had 65 wins. He
Okay.
coached from 1981 to 1994.
Interesting. It's a long time. Well, there you
Dang, sorry, Coach.
It's all right.
So, Coach, we appreciate you taking the time all season to come onto the show. Great luck to you in the off season, and we'll see you later this fall.
Great, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So, time for our first break, but stay close. We'll have in some baseball with Coach Strain up next in the Coach's Corner.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
We are student athletes from the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference.
Let's get real about mental health.
1 in 4 of us are currently living with a mental illness.
Let's have an honest conversation about mental health.
1 in 2 of us
We'll have a mental health issue during our lifetime.
Most of those who can get help improve their quality of life.
You can help stamp out the stigma
associated with seeking help.
Take the pledge at Stamp Out Stigma.
I'm Stephanie Laraway, senior middle blocker.
And the block, Stephanie Laraway, the leader on this team in blocks, coming up big.
You're watching Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
Welcome back, and before we talk about some baseball with Coach Strain, we want to remind you about the Mug Club Happy Hour coming up here in May. Thursday, May 16 will be the next Mug Club Happy Hour, so if you aren't already, you need to become a member of the Mug Club to really take advantage of those special days. Visit TibleyBreweryCo.com to find out how to become a Mug Club member today. They also have a same club, different mug membership that allows you to take advantage of house wine and cider in case beer is in your theme. Again, visit TibleyBrewingCo.com to get all of the info you need. So now let's welcome back Coach Ryan Strain, the head coach for our baseball team. Coach, glad to have you back.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you.
No problem. So last time we had you on the show, you were able to get some trivia points after having 0. So we want to know if your wife was happy with your performance, and did she have any thoughts on that we should know about?
Yeah, she was happy. I didn't have to take it anymore from her, so at least I got off the 0 spot.
Yeah.
So, do I get trivia tonight too?
No.
Next time.
Next time. You have one more.
Okay, okay.
So
I got another shot.
yes, you have another chance.
All right, so this past weekend was the regular season series for your squad before heading into the RMAC tournament. Your team took on Mainz in Golding. One thing that is consistent all weekend was your team had to rally in every game. That's gotta be tough on the road against a good team, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. I mean, this last stretch of our last 2 weekends, we've unfortunately been down right out of the gate, and so, especially against good teams, it's tough to keep coming from behind, and we seem to have to have done that. And so, going into the conference tournament, that's going to be a big, point of emphasis. Is we've got to do better in the first inning, from our pitching staff, and hopefully we can get a lead, to start the game. When we've been playing well, that's kind of been the case. We've started out with the lead and kind of been able to hold on to it. And these last couple of weeks, we've just been playing from behind the entire time, and it makes it really difficult when you play good teams to have to come from behind all the time.
So it seemed like the hitting didn't come as easily as we've seen in the past. Even in those games where you put up 8 and 7 runs, they seem to come late in the game. Did you feel the players were pressing at the plate, or did Mines have their pitching going?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, Mines has some pretty good pitchers, but I think probably more of it was just pressing. I think when you get to the point where you're down all the time, I think our guys on the offensive side felt like, well, we got to score all the time. And you start doing stuff that's out of character and trying to do too much. And so when you do that, usually things don't go real well for you. So and that was one of the other things we talked about today in practice was, besides getting off to a better start on the mound, was, a situation happens where we get behind early. We just got to, take a deep breath and just keep having good at-bats and start chipping away rather than, trying to do too much, too early.
Yeah.
I see. So a quick turnaround for your squad in the RMAC tournament is coming up this Wednesday. After coming off a tough loss a couple of weeks, is there anything you can say as a coach to get these guys in the right state of mind?
Well, we've been trying everything. If you guys got any suggestions, I'll take them. But, what I told them about is that, kind of go back to what we've been doing well. I mean, it's a very talented team we have. They played very well for, 80-90% of the season. We've just had kind of a tough stretch here at the end, and it's a tough time to struggle a little bit at the end. But, I feel like our guys are in the right frame of mind. I told them, hey, that season's over with. The regular season's over. This is a whole new season.
Yeah.
They're not going to get any wins from the regular season. They're not going to get any of those runs from last weekend. So it's basically starting off 0-0, and whoever comes out and plays well, on Wednesday night is going to win that game. So, just told them to try to refocus. Thought we had a really good day of practice today. We'll need to have a good one tomorrow, and hopefully we're ready to go on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's all one game at a time.
That's right.
So this is your second time in the RMAC tournament after taking the squad there last season. What did you learn from your first experience there, and how do you strategize with every game going on 9 innings opposed to 7 innings games during the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, it's unique once you get into the tournament because you're fighting, every game matters. Even though it's double elimination, you want to try to get that first win to get in the winner's bracket. So, one of the things for us is, with our pitching staff is just coming up with a plan of who we're going to go to. It's not like a weekend series where you kind of have your 4 starters and you try to piece it together with your relievers. This one, everybody's, all hands on deck. I mean, we're going to, start. Zach Sundine's going to pitch for us to start, and then, all the rest of our guys are going to be ready, and we're going to go to whoever we need to win that first game. And so, I've been a part of a lot of different tournaments. They're all very similar, and it's just the team that comes out ready to play and kind of gets hot at the right time is going to win. And, it'll be fun. I mean, we're going to play the night game, so it should be a good crowd against a good team. So, I think our guys are going to be ready to play.
Good luck.
Yeah, so talking about a good team, what were your thoughts when you saw that Colorado Mines was your first opponent?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew that it was going to be one of the top, 2 teams, and anybody asked me, who would you rather play? And I said, it really doesn't matter. I mean, for us, we got to get back to playing well. If we play well, we can beat anybody. So it is unique that you're going to turn around a couple days later after playing a team 4 times to have to play the same team. But that's who we opened it up against last year. We had the win and unfortunately got walked off in the bottom of the 9th in a really tough loss. So, it's kind of a little bit similar to last year where we're at. And so, we're just going to have to be ready to go. But it should be fun. I mean, I think it's one of those things where we know who we're playing. We just played them. So it's not like we're going to have to refresh them on a scouting report too much. And, hopefully we'll come out on the better end this week.
Yes. So does your pitching rotation change dramatically with the double elimination aspect in play? Are the leashes on the pitchers shorter during a game, knowing you can't let games get out of hand too early?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's definitely a shorter leash because, you don't have the room to kind of wait and see kind of how things happen. So, with our situation, unfortunately we've had a decent amount of injuries on the mound. And so, we're kind of looking at some different guys to see who's going to give us the best off and who's thrown the best lately. I think that's part of it. We've had some guys, it's a long the season, but there's definitely some guys that are throwing better than other guys, here the later part of the season. So that's what we're going to lean on first, and hopefully they come out and give us a good performance, and then we'll just kind of piece it together as we see fit and kind of see who matched up well against certain teams, and hopefully we'll make the right decision, put our guys in the best position to have success this week.
Yeah. So how much are you relying on the 12 seniors that you have? This might be the last time they're playing competitive baseball. So do you have any plans specifically for them? Do you tell them that this is the time to make it count?
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it after that series, and then also today at practice that we got these 12 seniors, like you said. For the majority of them, this is going to be the last time that they play, and then so we're fighting for every extra day for them. And so when you're younger and you're a freshman, you kind of think, I got more games to come. And all of a sudden you're a senior, you're looking at, well, I'm going to the last tournament, and for us to continue to play, we're going to need to win this thing. So I told them, hey, you got to play for your teammates, play for these seniors. Let's try to extend this thing as long as we possibly can. And I have a lot of those seniors that are in the lineup that are going to have a direct correlation to how we play. And there's some other guys that are going to be on on the bench a little bit, but cheering on the guys, and it's the same for them. You want this to last as long as it possibly can.
Well, Coach, we're going to have you one more time on the show. So to the next time we see you, we're hoping we're talking about a deep run in those playoffs. So great luck this week.
Thank you very much, guys.
You're welcome. So time for one more break, but we're going to bring in some tennis talk with Junior Alejandro Martinez-Morilla up next on the Coach's Corner.
In the heart of the city, Metropolitan State University of Denver is holding the line on the American dream. Our students come from every background and experience. They are tenacious, purposeful, entrepreneurial. They choose the highest quality and best value in Colorado higher education, and they choose their own roads for more than 70 undergrad and graduate degrees. Relevant, hands-on, and affordable education. Discover your road to success at msudenver.edu.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
I'm Michaela Gonzalez, senior forward from the women's basketball team.
I'm going to dish into the post for Gonzalez, and that one is good for 2.
And you're watching the Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
Welcome back, and now we bring in Alejandro Martinez-Morilla. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. So this is your second time on the show. The fans must really love you, because I mean they want to see you again and again.
It has to be that, yeah.
Right? Do you want to thank all of your fans out there?
Oh yeah, thanks to all of my fans, my fans club in Instagram. Really appreciate the love there. And yeah, thank you for having me here again. It's a pleasure.
No worries. So you just finished your junior season here at MSU Denver. How did it go? Did you feel you took that next step onto the court this season?
I felt pretty good. I think this has been my best season so far, I believe. The team did really good. Our new coach definitely helped me push my level to the next step. And I think it kind of just got everything together, and it was a good season, yeah.
Good, I'm glad.
Yeah. So what are you planning to work on the off-season? You're going into senior year. Do you think you're going to step up into the leadership position?
Yeah, definitely. I think I definitely need to get a little bit bigger in the gym. I have been 3 years here, and you're going to really tell I look like a freshman. But yeah, hopefully next year I can lead the team to postseason, and we'll see what happens.
If you want it, you can do it.
Yep. Yeah.
So speaking of seniors, Joey Sherney is moving on after the semester. Talk to us about what kind of leader he was, and was he big in helping you as you grew up in this program?
Yeah, Joey's been such a great leader this year all around. He has been my roommate 3 years. The 3 years I've been here, he has been my roommate, and he's such a leader. Like, I look up to him in the court and off the court, in the classes. He just does everything good to represent this program how it should be represented.
So talk to us about the transition. Your coach, Josh Graetz, who last season was playing next to you on the court, and now this season is leading the squad from the sideline.
Yeah, well, in the beginning it was a little bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, like I told him when he called me during summer that he was gonna apply for the position, I was thinking, like, you're the best guy for the job, but I don't want to lose you as a friend, you know? I mean, he's still a friend, but he's the best guy that we can have as a coach. He knows the program. He's been the best tennis player in this program so far, and he's doing a great job. We're really thankful that he's here with us.
Do you think there's a difference, like, of him, like, before being a player and now a coach? Is it
yeah. I mean, he tries to, like, respect, like, treat us just as, like, players and, like, kind of forget about that side that we know him from other years. But I mean, we still treat him, like, with all the respect, like, as a coach, but we still know he is a friend for us.
Good. So we heard there was some impersonations last time. So did you see the video impersonations of your coach at the Rodeo Awards, and do you think they were spot on?
Yeah, I saw them. The girls team did one, and it was pretty funny. They had like this sketch that coach would, like, one of the girls would like, get on the line, like he like does say that sometimes, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if he liked that.
Why? Did you see his face expression?
No, but I mean, I don't know. He looked pretty tough in the videos. He's not that tough, yeah.
So how do you feel about the men's team heading into the next season? You lost Joy, but look to have everyone else back.
Yeah, we're only losing Joey. It's really sad. We really want to miss him, but we have another Spaniard coming next year. I'm really happy for that. And we have a couple more really good additions, and the two Australians guys that this year were not able to compete, they're going to be able to compete next year. So next year we're going to have a really good team. So I'm really excited.
That's great.
So your coach said he's not sure if you guys are going to go to the RMAC tournament yet. So the summer is almost here. If so or not, are you planning on going back to your house, to your home in Spain over the summer? And if so, how long? And do you plan to stay out there?
So I don't really know what I'm going to do yet. I'm definitely going to go back home at least for like a month or so. I need to eat some Spanish food.
Yeah.
Like, see my mom, my dad, my sister. I really miss them. But after that, I think I might come here to Denver and like start working hard for the season, for pre-season. I think I'm probably going to do that. Come here like mid-July.
How long haven't you seen your parents for, or your family?
Since Christmas.
So
around like 5 months.
Yeah,
something like that.
that's
really,
still a lot. Yeah. Wow.
What do you feel is the best part about Spain, like on your personal experience?
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, of course, my friend and my family, but like just from Spain, it'll be the food. I really miss the food, man. Like, I didn't appreciate what we have before coming here, but when I'm here, I really struggle to like have like a good
the
diet.
taste is just different.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel you.
The paella.
Yeah.
So would you remind us all what you're studying here at MSU Denver, and have you taken any interesting classes?
Yeah, so I'm studying marketing, and this year I'm actually taking a really cool class. It's called sports marketing, and I have to do like this big project, like moving a team from one city to another, like 70 PowerPoint slides, like 1 hour presentation. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good. Well, Alejandro, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We hope you have a fun and safe summer.
Yeah, thank you for having me here, and you guys do really good what you do. Keep doing it.
Thank you. So before we get out of here, we want to tell you what's coming up next this weekend in Roadrunner Sports. The only thing on the docket this weekend is the RMAC tournament for our baseball squad. They'll take on Colorado Mines on Wednesday night in Grand Junction to kick off the tournament. First pitch will be at 7 p.m., so tune in at roadrunnersathletics.com for the video link. So that's going to be the wrap-up of this episode. We want to thank Coach Graetz, Coach Strain, and of course Alejandro for coming on the show. I also want to thank Hector for coming on and doing a great job today.
Thank you.
I'm Brenda Vazquez. We'll see you next time on the Coach's Corner.